Employment and career planning for Aliyah represents the delightful challenge of convincing Israeli employers that your impressive British professional qualifications somehow translate to competency in Israeli workplace environments, despite your inability to order coffee in Hebrew without causing international incidents, while simultaneously adapting to professional cultures that operate according to communication principles, making British workplace politeness seem like elaborate passive-aggressive psychological warfare requiring therapeutic intervention. This magnificent adventure involves transitioning from British professional environments where queuing for photocopier access requires polite negotiation skills to Israeli workplaces where expressing opinions loudly during meetings represents normal professional collaboration rather than career-limiting social violations requiring immediate disciplinary action and professional etiquette retraining programs designed to restore workplace harmony and hierarchical respect protocols. Understanding the Israeli employment market, economic reality tourism. Israel's transformation into startup nation creates employment opportunities that sound incredibly exciting until you realize that every other person you meet is either launching a revolutionary technology company that will change the world, seeking venture capital funding for apps that solve problems nobody knew existed, or explaining why their previous startup failure was actually a valuable learning experience that qualifies them for senior leadership positions in competitive technology markets. The technology sector dominates Israeli employment discussions, with enthusiasm typically reserved for religious revivals, where conversations about artificial intelligence, cybersecurity innovation, and blockchain applications occur with frequency and passion that make British weather discussions seem like brief social pleasantries rather than extended community bonding experiences requiring detailed meteorological analysis and philosophical speculation about seasonal pattern implications. Technology company culture involves workplace environments that blur boundaries between professional obligations and social activities, where employers provide gourmet coffee, recreational facilities, flexible scheduling, and social events that create work-life integration requiring energy levels that would challenge professional athletes while maintaining productivity standards that exceed most British professional performance expectations and time management capabilities. Non-technology employment sectors require explanation and justification to Israeli social networks, as if choosing healthcare, education, government, or manufacturing careers indicates lack of entrepreneurial ambition or failure to appreciate Israeli innovation culture that prioritizes technological disruption over traditional professional stability and conventional career advancement through established industry progression patterns. Healthcare employment offers stable career opportunities that require navigating Israeli medical bureaucracy systems more complex than international diplomatic protocols, while providing patient care in Hebrew using medical terminology that combines ancient biblical language with modern scientific concepts in ways that challenge medical school training and professional communication preparation programs designed for normal linguistic environments. Education sector employment involves teaching in Hebrew while adapting to Israeli educational culture that encourages student participation levels that would constitute classroom disruption in British educational systems, where student-teacher interaction involves debate, questioning, and opinion expression that British educational training specifically discourages as inappropriate classroom behavior, requiring immediate authority restoration and disciplinary intervention. Professional qualification recognition, bureaucratic comedy hours. Professional licensing requirements operate according to evaluation procedures that assume British professional training might represent elaborate certificate forgery schemes rather than legitimate educational qualifications recognized throughout most developed nations, with functioning professional competency standards and international professional recognition agreements designed to facilitate qualified professional mobility across international boundaries. Medical licensing examinations require demonstrating professional competency through testing procedures more comprehensive than original medical school examinations, apparently because practicing medicine in Israel involves unique challenges that exceed international medical training standards and require specialized local knowledge beyond general medical education and professional experience accumulated through years of successful international medical practice. Legal profession recognition involves understanding Israeli legal systems that combine civil law traditions with religious law influences and common law elements in ways that create legal frameworks requiring expertise that would challenge international law scholars with advanced degrees in comparative legal system analysis and supernatural interpretation abilities for navigating complex, multi-traditional legal reasoning approaches. Engineering credential evaluation involves committees that examine foreign qualifications with scrutiny typically reserved for archaeological artifact authentication, apparently believing that engineering principles operate according to different physical laws in different countries, requiring local engineering education for understanding Israeli-specific applications of universal engineering concepts and mathematical principles. Teaching credential recognition requires completing additional coursework in Israeli educational methods that apparently differ significantly from international educational approaches, suggesting that Israeli children learn according to unique cognitive development patterns requiring specialized pedagogical training beyond normal educational psychology and teaching methodology preparation programs designed for universal human learning principles. Accounting qualification recognition involves learning Israeli accounting standards, tax law complexities, and regulatory requirements that make British financial regulations seem like simplified mathematical exercises designed for primary school arithmetic lessons rather than professional accounting practice requiring advanced mathematical skills and supernatural bureaucratic interpretation abilities. Career transition reality, professional culture shock therapy. Career transition timelines require 6 to 18 months of preparation that assumes everything will proceed according to optimistic scheduling estimates rather than Israeli bureaucratic processing realities that operate according to mysterious timing principles defying logical prediction capabilities, where credential evaluation, licensing examinations, and employment searches extend according to variables including religious holidays, military reserve duties, and cosmic alignment patterns affecting administrative productivity. Advanced preparation while still in the UK involves researching Israeli professional requirements, using online resources that describe licensing procedures with optimistic language suggesting straightforward administrative processes rather than bureaucratic obstacle courses requiring persistence levels that would challenge professional endurance athletes and psychological resilience exceeding most therapeutic intervention program outcomes. Professional development during transition periods may involve additional education requirements that compete with Hebrew language study, cultural adaptation activities, and basic life management tasks during immigration adjustment periods that already challenge human multitasking capabilities beyond reasonable productivity, expectations, and time management abilities developed through normal British professional experience. Temporary employment opportunities provide income during transition periods while building local professional experience through workplace environments that operate according to cultural norms, requiring adaptation skills that would challenge professional anthropologists with specialized training in Middle Eastern workplace dynamics and supernatural cultural flexibility abilities. Career change considerations involve evaluating whether immigration represents optimal timing for professional pivots to fields that better match Israeli market demands, personal interests, or realistic competency assessments based on language abilities, cultural adaptation potential, and psychological resilience for managing major professional transitions during already overwhelming life change experiences. Hebrew language requirements, professional linguistic comedy. Professional Hebrew proficiency requirements extend far beyond conversational social interaction to include technical vocabulary, workplace communication styles, and cultural interaction norms that require language skills approaching native speaker competency levels achievable through years of intensive study and practice that compete with professional responsibilities and family obligations during already demanding immigration adjustment periods. Technical vocabulary development involves mastering field-specific terminology that assumes Hebrew technical language development kept pace with modern professional requirements across all industries simultaneously, creating specialized vocabularies that require separate study programs for medical Hebrew, legal Hebrew, engineering Hebrew, business Hebrew, and educational Hebrew that apparently operate according to completely different linguistic principles and grammatical conventions. Written communication requirements developments affect everything from email correspondence to regulatory compliance documentation using Hebrew writing skills that exceed most native speakers' abilities, while professional report writing involves Hebrew composition skills that would challenge university Hebrew literature programs and require grammatical accuracy, exceeding most professional Hebrew instruction program outcomes and competency expectations. Client interaction capabilities require Hebrew proficiency combined with cultural communication adaptation that enables navigation of Israeli business relationship development, customer service expectations, and professional networking approaches that operate according to social dynamics, making British professional interaction seem like reserved antisocial behavior, requiring therapeutic intervention for appropriate assertiveness development. Professional meeting participation involves understanding Hebrew discussion dynamics, decision-making processes, and workplace debate cultures that encourage vocal participation levels. British professional training specifically discourages as inappropriate interruption behavior, requiring immediate social correction and hierarchical respect restoration procedures designed to maintain professional meeting order and authority recognition protocols. Salary expectations, economic reality adjustment therapy. Israeli salary structures operate according to compensation principles that make British professional salaries seem generous, until you factor in Israeli cost of living calculations that require mathematical skills for understanding how apparently reasonable salaries translate to purchasing power that challenges basic survival needs and lifestyle maintenance expectations developed through British professional income and expense relationship experiences. Technology sector compensation often approaches international standards through creative calculation methods that assume living expenses remain constant across different countries and currencies, while equity participation opportunities provide theoretical wealth accumulation possibilities that require startup success, probability assessments exceeding most professional gambling risk analysis expertise, and supernatural optimism about entrepreneurial outcome predictions. Healthcare professional salaries provide stable income that requires budget adjustment skills for maintaining lifestyle expectations developed through NHS employment, while private practice opportunities require business development capabilities, patient-based establishment, and marketing skills that British medical training programs don't typically include in professional competency development curricula designed for employment within established healthcare system structures. Government employment offers comprehensive benefits packages that compensate for salary levels through creative benefit valuation methods, including health insurance, pension contributions, vacation allowances, and job security provisions that require long-term financial planning perspectives for appreciating total compensation value beyond immediate salary comparison assessments with previous British professional income levels. Currency fluctuation effects on financial planning require ongoing attention to exchange rate movements that can significantly affect purchasing power, savings value, and long-term financial security in ways that would challenge professional financial advisors with specialized training in international currency risk management and supernatural prediction abilities for economic trend forecasting. Employment rights, workplace culture, navigation. Israeli employment law provides worker protections that operate according to different principles than British employment rights, including termination procedures, benefits entitlements, and workplace relationship frameworks that require legal interpretation skills for understanding employee rights and employer obligations within cultural contexts that prioritize different workplace values and professional relationship approaches. Vacation entitlements in Israeli employment often exceed British standards through generous allocation policies that reflect Israeli social priorities, religious holiday recognition, and work-life balance approaches that require adjustment to professional cultures where extended vacation periods are expected rather than guilt-inducing career limitation risks requiring justification to management and colleague coverage coordination. Workplace discrimination protections cover various categories through enforcement mechanisms that operate according to cultural norms, where addressing workplace inequality involves direct confrontation approaches that British professional conflict avoidance training specifically discourages as inappropriate workplace behavior, requiring diplomatic resolution methods and hierarchical mediation procedures for maintaining professional harmony. Union representation varies by employment sector through collective bargaining arrangements that may involve workplace democracy, participation levels, requiring vocal advocacy skills that British professional cultures typically discourage as potentially confrontational behavior, exceeding appropriate employee-employer relationship boundaries, and professional subordination expectations. Maternity and paternity leave policies provide family support that reflects Israeli demographic priorities and social policy approaches requiring adjustment to workplace cultures, where extended family leave represents normal career development rather than career advancement limitation requiring strategic timing, coordination, and professional relationship management for minimizing career impact during family development periods. Entrepreneurship opportunities, Startup Nation reality check. Israeli entrepreneurial ecosystem provides business development opportunities through cultural environments that encourage risk-taking and innovation with enthusiasm levels that make British business caution seem like pathological fear of success, requiring therapeutic intervention for appropriate entrepreneurial confidence development and risk assessment capability improvement. Startup participation offers equity compensation possibilities that require mathematical skills for calculating theoretical wealth accumulation potential based on startup success, probability rates that challenge most professional gambling risk assessment expertise, while demanding work-life integration that would challenge professional athletes with supernatural energy levels and time management abilities. Business registration procedures involve regulatory compliance requirements that assume entrepreneurship should be accessible to anyone with business ideas, regardless of bureaucratic navigation abilities, Hebrew language proficiency, or understanding of Israeli business law frameworks that operate according to creative interpretation approaches exceeding most legal education program coverage. Government incentive programs provide business development support through application procedures, requiring documentation more comprehensive than international aid applications. While benefit eligibility involves timing requirements and performance criteria that challenge most business planning capabilities and supernatural prediction abilities for market success achievement. Venture capital availability creates funding opportunities that require presentation skills in Hebrew for explaining revolutionary business concepts to investors who evaluate innovation potential while maintaining skepticism levels appropriate for protecting investment capital from entrepreneurial optimism that exceeds realistic market opportunity assessment and execution capability evaluation. Professional development, lifelong learning pressure cooker. Israeli professional culture emphasizes continuous skill development with expectations that exceed most human learning capabilities while maintaining full-time employment, family responsibilities, and cultural adaptation activities during immigration adjustment periods that already challenge time management abilities and psychological resilience beyond most therapeutic intervention program outcomes and personal development training expectations. Higher education opportunities include world-class universities that offer professional development programs, assuming students possess Hebrew language proficiency, cultural knowledge, and time management abilities that enable participation in advanced coursework while maintaining professional obligations and family responsibilities that would challenge most professional students with supernatural multitasking abilities. Professional association membership provides networking opportunities through social events and industry activities that require cultural communication skills for relationship development in Hebrew, using professional networking approaches that operate according to Israeli social dynamics, making British professional relationship development seem like antisocial behavior, requiring assertiveness training for appropriate business relationship establishment. Certification programs in high-demand areas offer competitive advantages through technical skill development that requires learning complex subject matter in Hebrew while competing with native speakers for certification achievement and employment opportunities that prioritize local cultural knowledge and communication abilities alongside technical competency demonstration and professional experience evaluation. Language development support through employer programs provides Hebrew improvement opportunities that require time and energy investments competing with job performance requirements, family obligations, and cultural adaptation activities during professional establishment periods when optimal job performance requires maximum attention and energy allocation for career advancement and workplace relationship development. Long-term career planning, professional survival strategy. Career progression in Israeli professional environments operates according to advancement patterns that prioritize entrepreneurial thinking, lateral movement between organizations, and performance-based promotion rather than tenure-based progression systems that British professional development typically follows through structured advancement procedures and hierarchical promotion protocols designed for predictable career development planning. Industry specialization decisions require evaluation of long-term growth prospects in markets that change more rapidly than British professional sectors, while technological development trends affect employment stability and advancement opportunities in ways that require ongoing market analysis and skill development planning that would challenge professional strategic planning consultants with supernatural prediction abilities. Geographic mobility within Israel provides career advancement opportunities that require willingness to relocate within regions that operate according to different cultural norms, professional communities, and lifestyle characteristics, while housing cost variations and community integration requirements affect family decisions and long-term satisfaction optimization strategies. International career development opportunities leverage Israeli business connections and technology expertise for advancement possibilities that extend beyond domestic employment markets, requiring professional development strategies that maintain international competitiveness while building local Israeli professional credibility and cultural integration that enables optimal career advancement through dual-market professional positioning. The ultimate employment and career planning reality reveals that successful Israeli professional integration requires abandoning British professional development expectations in favor of cultural adaptation approaches that prioritize flexibility, assertiveness, and continuous learning over stability, politeness, and structured advancement, while maintaining professional competency standards that enable competitive advantage in dynamic employment markets that reward innovation, adaptation, and cultural integration, alongside technical expertise and professional experience accumulated through international career development experiences. This magnificent professional adventure ensures that by completion you'll have developed career transition expertise that qualifies you for consulting with other bewildered immigrants attempting similar professional system navigation challenges, cultural adaptation abilities that exceed most international business training programs, and psychological resilience for maintaining professional confidence during career establishment processes that test human adaptability limits and professional identity, flexibility beyond most career counseling program, preparation, and professional development training expectations.